Hello and welcome to this walkthrough video of Brood from Audio Reward. In this video we're going to look at the main page only. There's a couple of other pages covered in other videos. Brood is a dual voice ROMpler and is laid out in pretty much the standard ROMpler approach from Audio Reward. Two voices. At the top of each of these voices you can move through each audio component with these buttons, or you can click on the name and you get this voice selection dialog. As you can see in Brood, there are two bass component or two bass categories, each containing different sounds. Two categories called restless, so they're more restless type sound, unsettled, awkward, and nervous sort of characterizations of the sound. So just choose any one of these and play along. When you have a sound you're happy with, just click close and the voice will be loaded. So obviously from that you can see you can audition the voices as you go. Same thing for voice 2 over here. You can change the voice in there. Underneath the voice selection, the key range controls. Each voice can have its own key range. So if we move apart, you'll see that keys on the virtual keyboard here that will play in voice 1 we color blue. If they all play only voice 2, we color them yellow. And if they play both voices, we color them green. So just flip these back so we've got kind of full coverage. Below the key ranges are the main and filter controls. You can show either the main or the filters. Main controls are volume, pan, pitch, and an attack and release. And the filter controls, you can turn the filters on and off. The LFO on and off. You can select the filter type, low pass, band pass, or high pass. Set the frequency and the resonance. The LFO, you can set the shape, sine, saw, pulse, or random. Set the speed and the depth, and the LFO is applied to the frequency. Below the main and filter controls are the four sends, four independent sends, four sends for each voice that will send to these send effects, which we'll cover in a different video. And below the sends there are four convolution spaces that you can put each voice into. In the middle here are a set of controls that are applied to both voices. There's the mix control. You can set 3 different scenes in which the volume, pan, and pitch values for both voices are set. You do that by choosing a scene. We'll choose scene A, and I'll click mix. and set the volume really low over here and quite high over here. Turn that off, then go to B, record that, and set the volume high here and low here. Turn that off. If we add these two voices in to be controlled by the mix, you will see that they move up and down between the morph between scene A and scene B as I move this control. That's true for volume, pen, and pitch, and obviously the morph between A and B, and then between B and C. Below the mix controls, the drift control. This is a kind of emulating older analog synth styles, where unintentionally, I think, at the time in the 70s, synths didn't necessarily fantastically well in tune, and they drifted slightly out of tune, which is quite a nice effect. So you can add as much or a little of that effect as you like. Below drift is unison, unison off, unison on. So it's a kind of synth unison mode. You get a second note slightly detuned when you use that. And finally in this section is randomize. So you can just click randomize and we'll change quite a few of the controls. Finally, on this page are the gate effects, the standard audio reward gate effects. So they're independent for each voice, and you can have a classic volume bass gate, and we'll turn this on and can set the number of steps. So this is possibly easy, and the tempo that you would like this gate to work at. And add an envelope to each step. And you can obviously do that for both voices. In this version, all the way to 128 steps, and all the way up to 1/96th of a note in tempo. Turn the other one on. And you can make them re-trigger each time a new note arrives. Finally, there's a huge range of snapshots that utilize all the different facilities here. Obviously you can add your own, especially using the Randomize button, but as you can see, there's a lot of stuff. So as you can see, just from those few snapshots, that Brood will give you a really interesting, cinematic, emotive sound very quickly, often with just one note. Okay, that's it for this video. Please watch out for the next two, which are on the sound effects and the arpeggiator. Take care. Thanks. Bye-bye.